I just finished watching the 2011 version of The Thing. It's technically a prequel, but when I was watching it, it basically felt like a remake to me of John Carpenter's 1982 film. The story is that a group of Norwegian scientists in Antarctica, they run across this wrecked spaceship, they find a body, they take it back to camp, and what this thing does, it can basically take the shape of any organic matter, any living human or animal. What this movie did well was, first of all, I like the special effects. Some of it's practical, some of it's CGI, but to me it all looked good, and it really helped. The original 1982 version, you know, obviously the effects, there's no CGI. In the new one, I felt the CGI helped the monster quite a bit, the effectiveness of it, because it's basically a shapeshifter, and it blends with people and stuff like that. The CGI did help in that respect. Also, the acting's pretty solid. You never really find out much about any of the characters. You know, one girl's from America, the rest are Norwegian. Well, there's a couple of Americans, but basically there's a couple of Americans and a bunch of Norwegians. You don't really find out much about them, but the acting was still solid. Basically, you wind up with a pretty good monster movie. Not quite as good as the original, because it doesn't hit the same levels of paranoia that the original did. There's a little bit of paranoia set up, but it never hits those high notes that John Carpenter got going in the original movie. There's a couple things I didn't like about it. First of all was, to me it was a little too much like a remake. They basically took the parts of the original movie and kind of recombined them. And it was almost scene for scene. There was a lot of stuff that reminded me of the original movie. And at the end of the movie, you see way too much of the monster, and they wind up chasing the monster, and it's kind of, the tension just wasn't there. And at the end, you're left wondering, basically, what happened to the main character. The movie takes you right up to the beginning of the John Carpenter version, but you're still left with a few questions. And I felt towards the end of the movie, they went a little too far, maybe showing too much of the creature. So if you're a big fan of the original movie, I recommend you see it. It's definitely worth your time. It's better than the average horror movie. The acting's good, and you know, just the setup of them being in Antarctica right there, that sets up a certain amount of creepiness as far as I'm concerned. Just all that ice and snow, and you know, you really can't contact people that easy. You're basically at the edge of the world. So I'm going to give the movie a 3.5 out of 5, probably because I'm such a fan of the original, and I did like seeing a more updated version of it. They seem to have left it open for possibly another movie. So what do you think about the movie? Go ahead and comment below. Did you like the original better, or did you like this one? And yeah, I do know there's a 1950s version of this movie, but I'm sticking to the John Carpenter one as my favorite. Go ahead and comment below. You can click subscribe above. If you like the video, click like. If you want, check out some of my other videos. They're all horror movie reviews mostly.